Good. So good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. We're going to start on our backs, and you can bend your knees and just have your feet on the floor with your knees bent in a comfortable resting position. So just start to settle. Just feel the earth beneath you supporting you. Just take a few gentle breaths. Just check in with how you feel mentally, physically, spiritually. So today we're going to play with the word spanda. And the idea of spanda is that all things exist harmoniously through expansion and contraction. And so the one basic example is your breath, right? The first thing you do when you're born is you take a breath. The last thing you do when you exit this world is take a breath. So I'm going to have you take your fingertips around the top of your ribs, and then your thumbs will tuck under the bottom ribs. So you're kind of holding on to your rib cage. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths in through the nose and then just sigh them out. So big inhale and sigh it out. Inhale and exhale. So as you breathe in, think in. And as you breathe out, think out. Just notice, are the fingers expanding a little broader than the thumb? See if you can really bring air into the bottom ribs. And if you're a more experienced pranayama, do your breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Otherwise, just continuing exhaling out through the mouth. So I'll just let you do this on your own for a few more breaths. Last breath. And then just stretch your arms up over your head, stretch your legs long, give the whole body a nice big stretch. Good. And then gather both knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug, maybe rock side to side. So when you think of the inhale and the exhale, expansion and contraction, they seem like opposites. Good. Arms go out by your shoulders, palms are facing up. Bring your knees right over your hips and drop both knees over to the right for a twist. Good. And then turn your head to the left. Just take a few deep cleansing breaths here. So the idea of spanda, of this energy expanding and contracting, is to just allow the flow, right? Try not to cling to one idea or the other, right? So the one example I was thinking of, pull your belly button in, let's bring your head back to center, bring the knees to center, and then exhale over to the left, head turns to the right. Is, you know, we're born, we go through childhood, teenage years, adult years, and then we die. And yet I find myself, and I know all of you are probably the same way, kind of resisting growing old. I can feel my body changing. I don't have quite the stamina that I used to. So our yoga practices ask us to acknowledge that shift and embrace it. Doesn't mean we don't still try to do things to keep good health, but acknowledge that this flow, this change will happen. Good. Head comes back to center. Inhale. Bring the knees back to center. Take one hand on each knee, and then just start to hug your knees in, then out to the side, and then up to the sky. So you're just making a big circle with both knees. Good. And then maybe change the direction of your circle. Just opening up the hips. Good. And then bringing the arms straight. Lift your feet up a little bit. Feet are flexed. And then we're just going to release our hands up to the sky. Take a big inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to peel your head, shoulders, and reach your hands forward. Tuck your chin a little bit and really curl. We're just waking up the abs. And then inhale back. Exhale, peel it up. Inhale back. Exhale, peel it up. Good. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it up. Think of the ribs and the hips trying to meet. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it up. Inhale back. Now this time, exhale. See if you can straighten your legs as you lift up. So exhale, straighten the legs out a little bit. Hands reach forward. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it up. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it up. Good, last one. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it up. Hold it here. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then release back. Hug the knees into your chest. Good, let's keep our right knee hugging in. Stretch the left leg straight out on the mat. Give your right knee a good squeeze in. And then stretch your leg up to the sky. If you have your belt, you can place your belt over top of the foot. If you don't have your belt, then just interlace your hands behind the thigh and then just bend and straighten the leg, just kind of waking up the hamstring a little bit. Bend and straighten, face is soft. Good. And then keep the leg as straight as you can. Start to bring the foot a little closer towards the back of your mat. Really hugging the muscle into the bone. Good, then take both ends of the belt into your right hand. Take your left hand, anchor your left hip, left shoulder, and left heel down, and let's open the leg out to the side. So being in harmony, right? Allowing things to just flow in their natural order. Good, and then bring the leg up. Switch hands with the belt. Take your right thumb to the right head of the thigh bone and push it forward. And then just cross the leg a tiny bit across the body. You should feel this, the outer hamstring and maybe the IT band getting a stretch. Good, and then bring it back to center. Slide your belt up towards your toes, and let's just point and flex. Point or floint like a Barbie doll. Foot floint and flex. Good, and now hold your toes and really pull down with the toes. Reach up with the heel so you're getting a calf stretch. Good, and then remove the belt. Just give your right knee a hug in. And then let's switch legs. So left leg hugs in. Give it a good squeeze in. Good, stretch the leg up to the sky. You can interlace your hands behind the thigh. And just roll out the ankle, scrunch up the toes. And then place, if you've got your belt, place the belt over the arch of your foot. And then just bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Just waking up the hamstring a little bit. So today's class, we're really going to focus on expansion and contraction, just that idea that one side may have to close off to open the other, right? Things in your life might have to end to open and create space for the new. That's Spanda. Good. Now keep the legs straight and just small little pulls towards the back of your mat. Try to keep that right leg active. Keep your face soft. Keep focusing on the inhale and the exhale. Good. Both ends of the belt into your left hand. Take your right hand, anchor your right hip, right heel, right shoulder. Open the leg out to the left. Good. And then bring the leg back to center. Just wiggle your belt up towards your toes. And then floint your foot like a Barbie doll foot. Good. And then pull it down. Floint it and pull it down. Floint and flex. Floint and flex. Now keep it flexed. Use the belt to pull the toes down. Reach up through the heel. Feel the back of the leg getting a nice stretch. Good, and then release. Slide the belt off to the side, hug both knees in towards your chest. We're gonna cross the ankles and just come up into tabletop. So just roll all the way up and just swing your legs around to the back, coming into tabletop. Good, let's just move through some cats and cows. But I'm gonna have you flip your right hand so the fingertips point towards your knees, and then let's just do a cat and cow here. Let's do a few cat and cows and then we'll switch to the other side. Good, and back into neutral. Flip your right hand back to normal and then flip the left fingertips towards your knees and then move through a few cat and cows. So embracing the shifts, going with the flow, right? When we resist things, right, that's when we cause ourselves suffering. If we're trying to hold our breath, right, rather than just letting the inhale and the exhale move naturally through the body. Good, and then back into center. Root your left hand down, inhale the right arm up. Let's twist, 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 and then weave it all the way through. Tuck your chin, let the weight fall forward. And just wiggle around here. Just kind of experiment and play. Find where you get the deepest stretch. Good. And then push down through the left hand. Unweave the right hand back up. Twist, 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 and then back into tabletop. Let's switch sides. So left hand reaches up and just pause, twist, 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 and then weave the hand all the way through. Tuck your chin. Let the weight fall forward. And then just play around. North and south, east and west. Just finding where you get the best opening in your body. Good, and then root down through the right hand, unweave the left hand back up, twist, 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 and then back into tabletop. So just like yoga is a lot about flexibility, we need to balance that flexibility with strength. So we're going to just do a couple little movements to just help make us a little stronger. So we're in table, but I'm going to have you push down through your hands and lift your knees up off the floor. This is called bear pose. So just lift your knees. You can feel your arms engage, the legs engage, the belly engages. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and then release back down. Maybe come back and just shake out your hands a little bit. Maybe roll the wrists. Okay, let's come back up into tabletop. Lift the knees up. We're going to walk our feet in a tiny bit closer. And we're going to tip the knees over to the right and kind of drop your hip towards the floor. It doesn't land on the floor. You're just tipping it towards. Then back to center. Then tip it over to the left. Come back to center and then tip it to the right. And then drop your hips all the way down to the floor. Take your right hand to your right ankle. And then we're going to lift the left arm up and just lean. So we're contracting the right side here, expansion occurring on the left side. So really think of reaching up through your elbow, anchoring your left hip down. Feel that nice stretch. So we close off one side to open the other. Good. Inhale the left hand up to the sky and then back down to the floor. Bring your right hand, come back into bear pose. Then we're going to tip our knees to the left, drop the hips, tip them to the right, drop the hips, tip them to the left, and then drop your booty all the way down. Left hand comes to left shin or ankle. Right hand lifts up and over. So really scrunch up your left side. Open up the right side. Think of reaching up through the elbow, anchoring your right hip down. And then breathe. Right, when we do that shallow breathing, it sends your nervous system into that fight or flight mode. And you might be feeling perfectly fine mentally, but there's things in your body that just trigger that. So especially when the poses get a little hard, make sure you're really breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Good, lift your right hand up to the sky and then place it back down on the mat. Left hand comes back to the mat, and let's just lift up for one down dog before we go and add on. So maybe just lift your heels up and down a couple of times. Good, and then let's drop the knees back down. Get into position to come back into bear pose again. So lift the knees up. We're going to tip to the left, to the right, to the left, and backwards. Okay, and then left hand comes to left shin, back over again. We're just going to stay here for one breath. And then we're going to place our right hand back down on the floor. Stretch the bottom leg straight. Take the top leg over top. So left leg is on top. We're going to push down through the right hand and just lift up. Good. Now really anchor your feet. Good. And then lift the hips up. And you should feel this nice stretch across the left glute. And then drop the hips. And then lift up. And then drop the hips. Lift up. Drop the hips. And lift up. Good. Now you can heel toe your top foot all the way back and place it in front or stack the feet. And then we'll hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then back into down dog. Good, and then back into tabletop. So I think I messed up which side we started on last time. So you go with whichever side you need to lean to this time. So knees come up for bear. We're going to drop to the right, to the left, to the right. Good. Right hand comes to the ankle and then lean over. So just switch it if I cued you wrong on the other side. Good, and then lift your hand up, place it back down on the front. Top foot comes over top, bottom foot stretches long, and then lift up. So you're really pushing into the feet. And the more you push into that right foot and lift the hips, the bigger the stretch will be around the right hip. Good, so let the hips drop, push it up, let the hips drop, push it up. Last one, drop, push it up. Now you can stay here, or you can heel toe your foot, your right foot back to meet the left foot, one foot in front of the other, or stack one on top. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then child's pose. Nice job. Good, lean back. So embracing the flow, right? The flow of nature. I always think of a fish fighting against the current, right? You just paddle, 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 push, push, push. If you just let go and let the current take you, life would be so much easier. But for some reason, we resist all these changes. Good, take another deep breath here. Good, reach your hands forward. Let's curl the toes under, lift up, down dog. And just pedal out your feet. Take a minute, pedal out your feet. Good, separate your feet a little wider than we do normally. On the inhale, lift the heels up. On the exhale, we're gonna pivot both heels over to the right. Push into the left hand and guide the left hip back. So we're shortening up the right side body, lengthening the left side body. And then inhale back to center, pivot both heels over to the left. Put more weight into that right hand and really stretch the right hip back. Good, and then back to center. Walk the feet a little bit together. Inhale the right leg up to the sky. Good, bend the knee, open up the hip. Kick your heel over to the left side of the room. Straighten the leg, level out your hips, sweep your foot forward. Good, root down through the left hand. Inhale the right arm up for a twist. Good, so tack your right hip back, really being broad and open through the chest, embracing the change, embracing the flow. Good, one more breath here. Good, take the top hand down to the floor. We're gonna set the back foot forward, coming into Parsvottanasana. So I like to use the blocks here a little bit. If you're having trouble keeping both legs straight, bend the back leg. We're trying to get into the right hamstring here. And really tack that right hip back. So we're contracting the front of the body, expanding the back of the body. These two opposites, or what appears opposites, right, always in play. That's the Spanda. Good, one more breath. Good, and then step back, down dog. Good, left leg lifts high. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Flex your foot, kick the heel. Squeeze the booty. Straighten the leg, level out the hips. Sweep your foot forward. Good, right hand stays down. Inhale the left arm up. Keep tacking your left hip back, right hip forward. See if you can pull your belly up to the sky. Pull the ribs up. Reach the hands away from each other. Good. Top hand comes back down to the floor. Step the back foot halfway up. Parsvottanasana, hamstring stretch. So again, the full pose is both legs are straight. There's a little line between your feet. And if you need to bend a knee, bend the back knee. And then inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold. Just getting into that hamstring. Just notice, are you holding your breath? Let that flow occur harmoniously with the inhale and the exhale. No resisting. And then slowly step forward, Uttanasana. So take your feet a little wider, grab your elbows and just hang here. Let your torso hang and be supported by your legs. Shake your head no, shake your head yes. Just make any little movements that feel good here. Good. Let's start to straighten our right leg. Reach your right elbow forward. Pull the right hip back and really anchor into the right heel. So you're getting a nice hamstring stretch and a side body stretch. And then release, shake it out. And switching sides, straighten your left leg. Left elbow reaches forward. Pull your left hip back. Anchor the left heel. Good. And then release. Shake it out. And let's bend the knees. Roll all the way up. Sweep the arms wide and high. Stretch up to the sky. Good. Exhale. Hands back to the heart. Take a big inhale, exhale, and release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, and you can just step back and wait for a sit down dog. Or if you'd like to do a flow, and meet us back in down dog. 3 breaths here. Last one. Good. Lift the left leg up high. Good. Sweep it forward. Pivot your back heel in and down, and then windmill the arms up for warrior 2. Good. So gaze over your front middle finger. Soften your face, relax your jaw, and just breathe. Good. Flip the front palm up, reach forward, reverse warrior. So notice how we're contracting on the right side, expanding on the left side. Keep diving deep with that front leg. Good. And then windmill the hands back down to the floor. Pivot your back heel up and bring your left hand on the inside of the left foot. Just heel toe the left foot out a little bit, dropping the leg into lizard. So if you want to keep the back leg up off the floor, you can, or you can drop the back knee down. And then I like to start with making fists and really lifting my spine long, just kind of wiggling around a little bit. And then if you want to go a bit deeper, dropping one elbow or both elbows, maybe stretching the left arm forward. And then breathe. Embracing the flow. Also choosing your battles, right? Whether it's with kids or your spouse or your coworkers. let things move organically. Good, last breath. Good. Walk the hands back in. We're going to lift the back knee up. So curl your toes, lift your knee up, and then pivot the back heel in and down. We're just going to walk our hands to the right, just to a little bit of a diagonal. This is called down dog lunge, and it gets nice and deep into the hip. So just watch your left knee doesn't roll in. You want it kind of moving towards the wall behind you. And then walk your hands forward. So it's like the upper body's in a down dog, the lower body's in a warrior two position. And just let your chest get heavy. Keep that back leg straight. Good, one more breath. Good, walk the hands in a little bit and then keep going all the way to the right. Point your toes forward to the long side of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pull the belly button in, exhale and fold. And you can just play around here if you want to grab your ankles or have your arms straight or walk your hands through, whatever feels good to you. Shake the head no, shake the head yes, roll out the shoulders. Just breathe. Acknowledging the flow, the harmonious flow of life, the harmonious flow of our breath as we inhale and exhale. Stop resisting. Stop fighting. Good. Inhale. Look and lengthen. We're going to pivot the heels in, toes are out, and then walk the hands in. Take one hand up to your thigh, the other hand up to the thigh. So you're in goddess pose. So have your thumbs on the inside of your inner groins. The fingers fan over the outside of your inner groins. See if you can push your arms straight. Good. So you're really pushing the thigh bones down. Good. Now try to keep this in the legs. Everything stays the same. And just bring your hands up to touch the back of your head. Good. Now take a big inhale. Pull your belly button in. Exhale. We're going to drop right elbow to right knee. And then inhale. Come back up. Exhale. Left elbow to left knee. So notice how we're contracting and expanding the side body. Good. One more time each side. Good. And then inhale up. Exhale. Release the hands. Just heel toe the feet. Good. And then let's step back up to the top of the mat. Hands come to the heart. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Release the hands. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Look and lengthen. Exhale. Plant the hands. Step back into plank or down dog. You can do a flow here or just meet us in down dog. 3 breaths here to regroup. Good. Left leg lifts, or sorry, right leg lifts high. Good. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Sweep the foot forward. Warrior two. Good. So once you get into warrior two, try to soften, right? And the more you kind of soften into it, there's a time and a place for working, but you need to balance that effort and ease. There's 2 extremes again, but you got to kind of soften. If you're working all the time, you're going to be exhausted. So you need to regroup and just soften into the pose. Good. Flip the front palm up, reach forward, reverse warrior. Keep diving deep into that front leg, stretching long with the top arm. Good. And then windmill the hands all the way down to the floor. Pivot your back heel up. We're going to bring our right hand on the inside this time. Heel toe the right foot out a little bit, coming into lizard. So stay with the knee up for a minute, just kind of pulsing back and forth. And then if you'd like, drop the knee. I always like dropping the knee, but some people prefer keeping the knee up. So you decide what feels good to you, and then just kind of play. Close your eyes, really tune into the sensations of the body, right? The opening, maybe tingling, maybe itching. Just keep observing. And if you want to go a little deeper, drop the elbows, maybe taking the right hand forward. And every time you notice your mind leaving the room, leaving your body, gently draw it back and just focus on the inhale and the exhale. Right? We work so hard at making our body healthy. We need to focus on our minds too. So just that centering the mind on the breath is meditation. So we're really anchoring and working the mind just as much as the body when we're practicing yoga. So saying the word in on the inhale, out on the exhale is just another technique to help anchor the mind. Good, last breath. Good, push the arms straight. We're gonna curl the back toes under, lift your back knee up, and then pivot the heel in and down. Start to walk your hands just to a diagonal to the left, coming into down dog lunge. So really work the right knee to the long edge of the right side of your mat. Good, letting the chest kind of sink down, wiggling around a little bit. Should feel this really deep into the right hip. Good, and then keep walking hands all the way over to the left, pivot both feet, and then just play again here, dropping the head, maybe walking the hands from one side to the other, walking the hands through the legs or walking the hands way out in front. Just kind of take a minute to play around here. Good, and then inhale, look and lengthen. Good, let's pivot the heels, or sorry, pivot the toes out this time. Bend the knees, and we're just gonna rock side to side, getting a little more into the inner groins. You can start to flex the straight leg foot. Just get a little deeper into the inner groins. And if you wanna stay there and hold it for a little bit, or if it feels better to you to just keep rocking side to side, you just find whatever feels good. And maybe one side is a little tighter, so you need to hold that side. Keep tuning in, going with the flow. If you want to go even a little deeper, maybe drop the hips all the way down. Maybe take the arms up over your head, holding. Good, and then switching sides. Good, and then hands come back down to the floor. Step back into plank and do another flow, or just meet us in down dog. Good, last little flow here. So let's step the feet together. Let's lift the left leg high to the sky. Good, bring nose to knee cheetah. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stretch back 3-point. Left knee to left elbow, squeeze. Stretch back 3-point across the body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stretch back 3-point, and then sweep it forward. Good, now bring your back heel in and down. Bring the left hand on the inside of the foot, and if you have a block, you can place it up on a block. So this is Parsvakonasana, side angle. The right hand goes to the sky. So really getting into the hips here again. So draw your tailbone under a little bit. Think of your left thigh rolling towards the back wall. This will help draw the left butt cheek under a little bit. Then we're going to take your top hand and flip the palm to the front of the mat and then stretch your arm overhead. Now make a little fist. So I don't know if any of you went water skiing this summer, but I want you to think of a water skier holding onto the rope and the boat is pulling you. So you want to really reach your arm long. Push your back foot into the mat. That's your board or your ski, and then really pull long. So from your left ankle, or sorry, this is your right ankle, all the way up the right side of the body, out through the right hand, create space. So notice how our left side is contracting to open up the right side. Really pull, pull, pull. Good, take a big inhale. On the exhale, pull down like you're pulling on a weight bar. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, pull down. Feel the shoulders squeeze on the back. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, squeeze. Last one, inhale, stretch long. Exhale, the hands back down to the floor. Good, and we're gonna step forward. Oh, sorry. Take your right hand to your right hip. Sorry about that, I messed up. Now look down at the floor. I'm going to step up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So push off the back foot and then lift up. Good. Maybe you want to focus on just keeping that back leg straight. If you've got good balance, maybe you want to play with taking the top hand off the floor. You're trying to get your belly button to point to the wall straight out in front. And then maybe extend your right hand up to the sky. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then top hand comes down to the floor, standing splits. If you want to play with handstand here and you want to kick up, go ahead and do that. Good, now take your right foot and slide it all the way behind your left foot so that the toes line up at the front of your mat. I still like to use my blocks here. So inhale, lengthen the spine, pull the belly button in, exhale and fold. Really let the head get heavy. Good, take another breath. Just notice where the weight is. Is it all back in the heels? See if you can shift it forward a little bit and just find the center of the feet. Good, and then release your foot. Bend your knees. Let's roll all the way up. Sweep the arms wide and high. Exhale, hands to the heart, and just pause here. Right, feel that flow of energy running through the body right now. I know I'm working up a little bit of a sweat here. Good, take a big inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale and smile. Exhale. Last one, big inhale. Exhale, release the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and high. Exhale, forward fold. Good, inhale, look and lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands. You can do a flow or just meet us in down dog. Good, 3 breaths here to regroup. Good, and then lift the right leg up high. Good, right knee to nose. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stretch back 3-point. Right knee to right elbow. Squeeze. Stretch back 3-point. Across the body, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stretch back 3-point. And then Parsvakonasana. So pivot the back heel in and down. The block comes on the inside of the right foot. And then reach your left hand up to the sky. I've got a frog in my throat, sorry. And just notice what's happening around your hip, your right hip. Keep working the right knee over to the right, tucking the right butt cheek under. Good. Now flip your left palm to the front of your mat and then reach your arm over your head. Now make a little fist. We're going to do some water skiing. So pull long like the boat is pulling and you've got a hold of the rope. Really stretch that left side long. Anchor your left baby toe side of your foot and really stretch, stretch, stretch. Take a big inhale, stretch long on the exhale, squeeze, pulling it back. Inhale, stretch long, exhale, pull it back. Feel that shoulder working. Inhale, stretch long, exhale, squeeze. Last one, inhale, stretch long, exhale, squeeze, and then just bring your hand to your hip. Look down at the floor. You can keep your block with you if you want. Push off that back foot. Step right up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Legs are straight. Your belly button is pointing towards the left side of the room. And then play with keeping the legs straight, really pushing out through both feet, broadening through the chest. Maybe you're playing with balance. You want to take your hand off the floor a couple of times. Good, last breath. Good, top hand comes down to the floor, standing splits. Good, so let your head get heavy. Just lifting your left leg up high. I've got a bit of a hamstring thing going on, so I'm not going to take my leg up too high. And notice when you lift your left leg, how it really is the right hamstring where you feel a lot of the work being done in the stretch. And then take your left foot, tuck it all the way behind the right foot, toes line up at the top of the mat. You can grab onto your blocks again if you want. Inhale, look forward, exhale and fold. Play with shifting the weight front and back, side to side. Where do you feel the best stretch? Good, and then release the leg. Good, let's just plant the hands, step back, down dog. Resisting the change, going with the flow. Let's pick the right leg up high, sweep it forward for pigeon. So right knee to right wrist, walk the back foot away, and then inhale, lift the chest up, exhale and fold. When we line up with the flow of grace, things feel more harmonious. When we fight the natural flow, we get agitated. So just start to notice as you leave yoga today and you go out into your busy lives, what are you resisting, right? And sometimes it's as simple as getting really agitated at a stoplight, right? It's out of your control, so breathe. Every stoplight you come to, just breathe. Loosen your grip on the wheel. Start to notice when you're resisting these normal flows of Spanda. Good, take another big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. Let it go. Last one, big breath in. Let it go. Walk the hands back up. We're going to take the back leg, swing it all the way around. Take it over top of your right leg. Just reach up and grab both or your knee and then grow tall. Just roll the shoulders onto the back. So we're going to drop your right ear down to your right shoulder. And then let's take the left hand and reach it away. So we get a little bit of a neck stretch. Just keep checking in. Are you holding your breath? Keep breathing, moving and with that normal, natural, harmonious flow. Good, head comes back to center. Good, inhale the right arm up, hook your elbow, and then just do a twist. So really pull your belly button in, grow tall, and then twist, looking over your back shoulder. Use the elbow to deepen the twist. Good, and then come back to center. We're going to stretch your top leg out to the side. Pull the right heel into the right inner groin. And we're going to take both hands and just place them on either side of your left leg. And then grow tall. So notice how right now your chest is more facing between the legs. We want the chest to be facing right over the left leg. So take your right hand to the left shin and then use your arm to kind of pull the torso to line up with the leg. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. Think of a string pulling you forward. Good, as we fold. And if you want to use your belt, you can use your belt here. So contracting the front of the body, creating space in the back of the body. You can feel this in your lower back. Use your right elbow and pull it forward. Anchor the right hip back down into the earth. Good, one more breath. Good, and then walk the hands back up. We're going to take a block, if you have it, put it on the inside of your left leg. And if you don't have a block, that's okay. You can use the floor. And then hold your head with your left hand. And then stretch your right arm out to the side and then up and over. Make that little fist and imagine you're pulling on the water ski again. So let the arm pull away from the body. Anchor your right hip down. Feel that nice stretch. We're contracting the left side, expanding the right side. Really pull on that water skiing rope. Pull, 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 and then stretch your right hand up to the sky, out to the side to pull you all the way back up. Good. Slide the legs in, just cross them, and let's come back into down dog. Good. Left leg lifts high. Sweep it forward for pigeon on the left side. Good. Lift the heart, and then leading with the heart, fold forward. The whole world is an ocean filled with waves. Learn to float upon them. Don't get caught beneath them. Right? So when you just kind of flow with nature, equanimity or balance is all yoga. Learn to balance yourself and you will enjoy everything. I remember when I was first on maternity leave with my oldest, and my father-in-law had just retired and he had taken over cleaning the house. And I remember him calling me one day so frustrated, just saying, "The house is dirty again. I just cleaned it yesterday. I dusted everything and I looked and there's dust again." And I remember just saying, yes, it will get dirty again. And it's, you know, it just kind of makes me chuckle because we do get upset with things that are just part of the flow. And that doesn't mean that you don't organize people and ask them, you know, to clean up after them and, you know, that kind of thing. We don't become a doormat, but there will be more dirty dishes. There will be more dust, right? That is the flow of nature. And if we fight it, we're just causing ourselves unhappiness. So go with the flow. Embrace the changes, the good and the bad, the in-breath, the out-breath, day and night. Good, last breath. Good. Walk the hands back up, take that back leg, swing it all the way around, placing your foot over top of the bottom knee, and then just sit and grow tall. Good, let the left ear drop down to the left shoulder. Take the right hand out, stretch it long. Embracing the changes of our lives. Good, and then head back to center. Inhale the left arm up, nice and long. Hook the elbow, right hand comes around behind and twist. Good, and then back to center. Extend your right leg all the way out to the side. Bring the left heel to the left inner groin, and then turn to face the right leg. And notice how even though you're trying to get the chest all the way in front, it won't go all the way. So take your left hand over to the right leg, the outside of the right shin, and kind of pull on your leg to bring the chest more squared in front of the leg. And then grow tall and then fold forward. Go with the flow. Good, and then inhale, slowly come back up. Grab your block, place it on the inside of the leg, and just rest your head on your right fist. Take the left arm out to the side and then up and over and grab onto the water skiing rope and then pull long. Anchor your right hip, keep pulling long with that top arm. So notice how our right side contracts, right, closes up so we can open the left side body. So don't be dismayed when relationships end, jobs end, right? It makes way to create new life, new experiences. Good, one more breath. Good, and then inhale the hand out to the left and then use it to pull yourself all the way up. Let's just swing the legs to the front and then roll all the way down, one vertebrae at a time. Come all the way onto your back, hugging the knees in towards your chest. Good, let's place the feet down on the floor. Heel toe your feet out to the edge of the mat and just windshield wiper your knees back and forth. A couple of times and then let them stay over on the right. Pick up your right foot, place it on top of the left knee. And then extend your left arm over your head, really pulling long, and then just let everything get heavy. Give a little squeeze to your left glute. It'll just give the quad a little bit of an opening. And then release the foot to the floor. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Exhale them over to the left. Pick up the left foot, place it on top of the right knee, and then just let everything get heavy. Maybe stretch your right arm over your head. Give it a little pull like that water skiing rope pull, and then let everything get heavy. Embracing the changes of life. the harmonious flow of nature. Doesn't mean we still don't do the work in between, but we acknowledge that things are going to change no matter what, right? We can fight it all we want. There still will be certain changes that are out of our control. Good. Release the foot. Bring the knees back to center. Give yourself one hug in. Flip the feet up for happy baby. If there's any pose that we didn't get to do today that your body's wanting to do, go ahead and do it now. Otherwise, we'll release into Shavasana. So just close your eyes. Let your feet fall out to the side. Really focus on letting the face get soft. Soften the space between your eyebrows. Let the eyeballs just relax back into the eye sockets. Let the tongue relax in your mouth. Whole body gets heavy. Good. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Just bringing small movements into your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretching your arms up over your head. Just give your whole body a nice big long stretch. Good. And then when you're ready, bend your knees, slowly roll over onto your right side and just pause. Just notice how you feel now compared to when you first came in. Reminding yourself to notice when you resist the flow. Just becoming aware and kind of softening and easing into the changes in your lives. Even just this homeschooling stuff is kind of turned everybody's world upside down. Notice how much you're resisting and just try to ease in with it as much as you can. Using your hands, gently push yourself all the way up into a sitting position. Just keep your eyes closed, your focus turned inward. And gently bring your hands in front of your heart, bow your head. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Good. Thank you guys for coming. Hope you have a great Sunday. Gina will be up next, and just stay tuned for, we'll get the classes up on Facebook shortly. We're just taking a little bit of time to get organized. So, but thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I didn't pay for this. I don't know how to pay for this.
I sent you a little email afterwards about payment. Yeah, so you can do it through Venmo or